Spy Games USA. The 7 biggest revelations from the leaked classified Pentagon papers. They're still trying to find out who leaked them, and this, they say, is just the tip of the iceberg of what's coming. Some documents appear to have been tampered with. It remains unknown who is behind the leak. The U.S. has found itself in an extremely difficult position after the leak of classified documents of the Pentagon and the U.S. Secret Services, considered the largest since 2013. In the case of WikiLeaks on the internet, as it turns out that the U.S. intelligence service were monitoring even their closest allies. In addition, these documents reveal that a particularly critical moment for the Ukrainian crisis, how and what the Americans think about the development of the war in Ukraine, while at the same time it's revealed that 2 neutral states, quote unquote, and close allies of the U.S. were ready to help in the war conflict with Russia. Unknown who is behind this leak, though. At the same time, and despite the manhunt launched by the American authorities, it has not yet been possible to establish who is behind the leak of documents, some of which are even said to have been altered, which may have become known only last week after the New York Times disclosed, but is believed to have been underway since last January. However, many analysts believe that the damage has already been done for the U.S., without anyone ruling out much more revelations from the publication of new classified documents. American officials are talking about great damage to U.S. national security and are looking beyond the suspect and the motives behind this leak. It's even estimated that this move was probably made by an American or a group of Americans, as this information was in the hands of America, the USA. So far, the 7 biggest revelations are these. 1. Ukraine's air defense systems are at risk. One of the biggest revelations from these documents is that Ukraine's Soviet-era air defense systems are in danger of soon running out of ammunition, putting Ukraine's entire war against Russia at risk. According to documents dated February 2023, the SA-11 Gadfly system is estimated to run out of ammunition at the end of March, while the S-300 air defense system at the end of May. Both systems account for about 89% of Ukraine's air defenses and are vital to deterring Russian missile attacks. Therefore, the Pentagon documents show that Ukraine could withstand Russian missile attacks for a little while longer, and that's it. Number 2, the counterattack of the Ukrainians is disputed. Yesterday, I uploaded a video saying as Zelensky wanted to give the Poland, Western Ukraine, which was originally Polish at one point, and he says, if you help us, we'll give you Western Ukraine. Can you imagine? He's starting to give out territory now. Now, the counterattack of Ukrainians is disputed. Equally important is the revelation that American officials believe that the Ukrainian counterattack, on which all the hopes not only of the Ukraine but also the West for victory against Russia have been based, is not going to bring any impressive results. In particular, a top-secret document points out that the U.S. doubts Kiev's ability to recapture important territory, as an assessment in early February shows a deficit in training and ammunition for the Ukrainian army. In fact, estimates indicate that due to the very well-organized defense positions of the Russian army, Kiev will not be able to achieve its goals. 3. U.S. information on Russia. The leaked documents also contain information gathered by U.S. intelligence on the positions of Russian forces in Ukraine, which will apparently lead to a reduction or end to interception of communications and possible internal leaks in Russia. Analysts say Russia is aware of U.S. intelligence gathering methods and is already moving to better organize itself and plug potential leaks in its intelligence system. 4 is the Israelis' Mossad espionage. In addition, it's stated in these documents that the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad was behind the nationwide protests against Netanyahu government and its plan for judicial reform. According to the documents, Mossad encouraged its staff and citizens to protest against the reform, which was eventually withdrawn thanks to the protests. The leaks also show that the U.S. was spying on an important ally in the Middle East. 5. Watch South Korea. But tension has also arisen in the U.S. relations with South Korea, as it appears that the Americans were monitoring another close ally of theirs. The leaked documents that South Korea was open to supplying the U.S. with artillery shells to replenish U.S. stockpiles, although the government was concerned about the diversion of such munitions to Ukraine. The presidency of South Korea reported that most of these documents were forged, while the opposition civilized the fact that the U.S. was spying on South Korea. 6. Egypt would send rockets to Russia. Another huge revelation of these documents is that Egypt was ready to send about 40,000 rockets to Russia. According to these documents, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi had ordered the production and shipment of tens of thousands of rockets and shells to Russia. In fact, he had requested that this operation be carried out under conditions of extreme secrecy so that there would be no problems with the West. It's noted that Egypt, in addition to being close ally of the U.S. in the Middle East region, has declared that it is neutral towards Ukraine and Russia. The U.S. congressman argued that if this information is confirmed, then the U.S. will have to change its entire strategy in relations with Egypt. Number 7, United Arab Emirates cooperation with Russian agents. Particularly important is the revelation from these documents that another country, an ally of the U.S., the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, was planning to cooperate with Russia spies against the intelligence service of the USA and the United Kingdom. A document says that the U.S. intelligence wiretapping caught Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB, the successor to the KGB, claiming that UAE security officials agreed to this plan. However, the United Arab Emirates argued that these claims are completely false. This is from Banking News. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.